Hi, my name is Cynthia, and today I'll be talking about how I was able to prepare for my speech and how was it. So to start off, I first prepared by my speech by evaluating the speech, my overall speech, splitting my topic into certain sections so they wouldn't be scattered all over the place, and I wouldn't just move on from one session to the other, meaning I wouldn't just be talking about one point and then giving no reasoning with it without giving a certain explanation to it. The strategies that helped me the most to prepare for my speech was again just um, saying the speech over and over to myself before I actually presented it to an audience, so I wouldn't like go without the realization of knowing that there's probably some errors that would have been committed in the speech if I didn't thought to myself over and over. For the entire process itself, I would change during the preparation process is being direct of how the topic is, like the flow, because specifically what I struggled the most was having like fluency throughout my speech. The overall delivery in my speech, I would say, was decent. It wasn't the best. I think that there was certain sections where I could have improved. Most certainly, I think just using those little words were probably very much mentioned throughout the speech, which is definitely that something needs to be improved because it isn't showing your best use of language, which I think is really important because when you want to communicate with your audience, you want to use the best language you can. Which, when I came to the realization after my process, I saw that I was using a lot of words like that. But I thought it wasn't bad. I think there was certain parts where I did really good. For example, I was very engaging with the audience. I think my eye contact was very direct with everyone. I think there's lots of good parts of my speech. I definitely think that were good, but also could have been improved better. Okay. Another thing I think that was challenging was probably trying to memorize the whole topic itself, because often I would just speak on something, but I really wouldn't evaluate it to a certain point where my audience would understand what I was talking about, which led me to the other topic. As I said, I really wanted to be specific of what I was talking about and didn't just want to talk about any non-informational stuff that was unrelated to my topics. So I think I definitely need to improve in that because it really was like a struggle throughout my part and trying to organize my whole speech. To get next to, before my speech, I would say I wasn't nervous, but I think I was just more nervous of the fact that I thought I was gonna forget what I was gonna speak throughout the speech. So that was definitely like one of the challenging parts. During the speech, I wasn't as nervous as I thought. I definitely did use my hand gestures, which is a good sign because often when I'm just standing awkwardly, I feel like it's not very engaging with the audience because you're not really focusing on you're just standing there awkwardly. It's not really giving a point of view. I really did like how I used presentational aid, showing one of the images where I showed a ballet, the five positions there are, just to like give that visual effect of how they really are and like a little step to step. Something I really do think surprised me the most after the speech was definitely that I wasn't that nervous, because it's not the fact that I get nervous presenting in front of an audience, but it's more that I get nervous that I'm not gonna do too well. But overall, something I definitely want to improve for my next upcoming speech, and just in overall general, is just having the better use of language use to be able to have a formal speech and an overall concept, and just have a stronger reasons, or more just evaluate the topic instead of just like rushing it too. Also, I would say the speed of my limit by talking. I feel like I was after talking low, high. I think that's definitely what I'm gonna improve on. But other than that, I think that's all I can talk about my speech. I think there's a lot of good parts that I did, and there's definitely a lot of improvement to go. So yeah, thank you for watching my speech.